All right. Good morning, everybody, to as Skill calls us, the faithful few. Yeah, we're losing audience over here. You know why? Because we're teaching shit. That's why. We're not playing crapsy every day. We're not teaching you. We're not titling videos how I got rich playing craps. We're not bullshitting anybody, and people don't like it. So that's okay. I'm going to keep teaching and doing my thing. I'm going to keep keeping it simple, keeping it real, and that's it. And if you want to watch, you want to watch. If you don't, you don't. That's okay with me. Louis, I wish I had some sunshine over here. we are socked in once again. The smoke cover is just killing us in this town right now. It's so hard to breathe and see and everything else. It's a freaking nightmare. Anyway, let's jump right in today because I got some negative progressions to run. They're going to take a minute. And again, like yesterday, we're going to work through this idea of bankroll and bet styles, right? And again, the laddering ways of playing are conservative. If you think about it, they're looking to win a small number of units, but the risk is enormous. So you have to really think about risk versus reward. And if you enjoy the risk and enjoy the chase, these ways of playing might be okay for you. If you don't enjoy that stuff, then these ways of playing may be the worst thing for you, right? I think the bridge is a lot of it comes down to matching what you like to do versus what you're able to do. And I think that's a big part of it is this mental connection between things. So here we go. Let's just jump right on in. And I want to talk about negative progressions. We've been doing it for a while now. We've been going through like all the ways you can kind of, these pattern bets you can do to kind of chase the streak. A lot of people feel, and I think with good reason, that the only way to consistently win is to go negative, right? Chase the loss in a way that catches a unit or two as victory when it works out for you, right? Because you're going to have those streaks that are not positive. You're going to have these upside down negative streaks. So the ladder systems that we see are a good way to kind of offset the loss streaks that you get with a short set of wins. So I'm going to play today the Dell and Bear system, which is the normal ladder that you see. It's very similar to what Waylon does a lot on his show. We're going to do it with one bet. I'm going to work the field today. We could do it with the 6 and 8 or whatever you wanted to, but today we'll work the field because I want to get quick outcomes. It's not quite a 50-50 bet. As a matter of fact, it's a lot worse than a 50-50 bet, but it does give us enough quick outcomes so we can work through the pattern as quick as we can. I'm going to run the Dale and Bear 2 different ways at first today. I might do 2 other ways at the end of the show. We'll see. But stick around for that. So here we go. Let's just jump right into the table and take a look at what I'm going to do here. Oh my God, that's the wrong. What is that thing doing? Hold on a second. The camera did not automatically reset itself. What in the? It's all backwards and stuff. Hang on. Ugh. Hold on a second. It's like pointed at my face, which is weird. Let's go to the table. There we go. Okay. Wow, that was goofy. All right. There's the table in view. Let's do it. All right. So we're going to take 2 bankrolls, and we're going to ladder up at the green level. So the first guy, we'll put him in the front of the rack here, is going to do a standard ladder, okay? He's going to start with 1 unit, and then 2 units, and then 3 units, and then 4 units, and then 5 units, and then 6, and then 7. That's going to be his thing, okay? How much money does it take to go 7 levels deep in a standard ladder? Let's take a look at the bankroll requirement first. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3. There's 100. There's 200. There's 300. 4, 5, 6, $700 to go 7 levels deep at a green unit single play ladder. That's your bankroll requirement. Okay, I'm going to set him up with his lammers and get him going. So there's 1. Again, we're going to watch how I manage the rack because if you don't manage your rack right, you will get lost in the sauce, as I always say. So let's get this set up. 1, come on, 2, 3. There's your 4 units. There's your 5. Need more lammers. There's your 6, and there's your 7. So a standard 1 unit ladder, 7 levels deep in the field. You can see that the separators are there. Okay. Now the second guy is going to start at level 4. He's going to go here. He's going to go. He's going to start here at level 4. His first bet's going to be a 4 unit bet. Then he's going to go 5. Then he's going to go 6. Then he's going to go 7. And then 8. And then 9, which is 2 blacks and a green. I got to over here. And then his last one will be 10 units. Now, how much does that cost? Well, there's your 1. There's your second level. There's your third level. Fourth level. Fifth level. Sixth level. Seventh level. It's 1, 2. All the greens over here stacked as hundreds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, $1,000, $1,225. You need 1225 to get through a ladder if you want to start in the middle. I think this is the best way to do it, starting in the middle. Let's see if I'm right or not. There's 1, and we'll get his bankroll set up. There's 1. Level 2, which is a black and a green. Level 3, which is a black and 2 greens. Where's my lammers? Level 4, which is a black and 3 greens. Level 5, which is 2 blacks. Level 6, which is 2 blacks and 1. And level 7, which is 2 blacks and 2 greens. They're both 7 levels, 700 versus 1200 bankroll requirement. But I want you to watch the rhythm of the game. I'm going to put these right here so you can see the rack as best as you can while I play it out. What we're going to do is we're going to rebuild the rack as we play, and we're going to put our profits over here. I'm going to flip the racks too. I want to have for this purposes, the first bet on the right-hand side. As I rebuild the rack, you'll see when they get even and when profit starts to happen. Okay? Skills asking a good question. Does this help with the common ways that I play? No. I don't play ladders, right? Primarily because I don't have the bankroll to do it. If I go out with a ladder on the first session and I have a bad first session, I'm done, right? I'm not going to go out there with, $4,200 and play a black chip ladder out of the gate. But I'm okay with playing at about $500, $600, $700 a progressive way, right? I can hit the same rhythm on a table progressively than I can negatively. This is my view of the world, right? And my bankroll doesn't support this. However, a lot of people do play this way, so we should take a look at it. Here we go. We're going to go into the field. Both guys will play in the field. I'm just going to run field. I'm not going to worry about the puck. We're just going to roll dice, the Yahtzee dice today, and just get some field numbers and to see the rhythm of these things and when they hit profit and when they can, technically speaking, restart. Okay? You'll find that one guy may get more sessions in than the other guy does. There's a 6, and both players lose. I'll put the losses up over here. I'll pay myself out of there. All right, next one is a 5-unit bet. Right, for him, it's a 2-unit bet for the other guy. Again, you're going up from your previous level by 1 unit. And there's a 5, so we're going to get beat again. Awesome. Isn't the field great, guys? So there's a 3-unit bet, and here's a 4, 5, 6-unit bet. So again, we're going up by a unit from the base. I should probably do it like this so you can see. There's the base, and there's the press. How about something in the field? What do you think? Hey, we got an 11. Yo, awesome sauce. All right. Now, let's go and play these things backwards. Watch what happens. First player is going to get paid $150. Second player is going to get paid $75. Let's rebuild their racks. Okay. So again, he was at level 3. Level 3 goes back in the rack. Then he can replace his level 2 bet, and then his level 1. He's back to even. Okay. This guy here should be in about the same spot, right? He's going to go 1 with 2, 1 with 1, and I'm missing a chip. Oh, I'm missing a chip. What did I do wrong there? Oh, yeah, that's right. He won't be even just yet because he started higher, which is okay. Now, come back out with 1 here. He's going to come back out with the level that he's got available to him, which is the black plus a green. He's still working his way downstream. Here we go. That's a 5. I rolled off the table. It's a 5, so both guys will lose again. He's going to come out with 2. He's coming out with level 2. There's a 10. Awesome. So he gets paid here, and again, we'll rebuild his rack. There's 2. There's 1, and he's got a profit. Fantastic. The other guy, not going to be there just yet. He's getting paid $150. He can come back and rebuild his 1 and 2. He can rebuild his 1 and 1. Whoops. And he's earned $50 towards getting back to even again. This will make more sense when the run comes. You'll see how much more he makes in the run. But he can start over with a 1 unit bet. He's still at, again, the next one that's available to him, which is 125. Here we go. 7, or an 8, rather. Both go down. Gotta hate the field. The field sucks so bad. There we go. All right. We got a 7 again. There's another double loser. Level 3. He's at 175. Now again, level 1, 2, 3. He's at level 2, this guy here. And there's another 5. Wow. Here comes the field. Here comes the field. Level 4 there. He's level 4 over here. Oh, my gravy. There's a 9. Okay. Whew. 1 for him, 2 for him. That's good. Let's get him back set up again. So he's going to go back. Again, there's his 4. If I take this as greens, there's his 3. You can't quite make it to 2, right? So he's going to go back out there at level 3. Again, you kind of go by where your rack tells you to. Again, this guy over here is going to come back down now to level with 2 blacks. I'm going to get greens for him. Black and 3 greens. And he's got no blacks left. So he's staying at a black and 3 greens. And that's kind of how we level it down. Okay? Yeah, this way here on the right side, you can't walk down the ladder. On this side, you can walk. And I am walking down the ladder. I'm getting the rack set first so we can kind of see. Maybe what I'll do here is I'll show it to you where I do the walk first and then I set the rack. Here we go. There is a 4. Fantastic. So we get paid 3 here. We get paid 175 here. Let's walk down. Let's visually walk down the ladder. So we're going to go down by 1. Okay. There's his 3. There's his 2. There's his 1. He's got 2 units left. That's profit for him. This other guy over here, he was at 7 units. He goes down to 6 units. We're going to walk down the ladder. Okay, so here we go. That one goes back in the rack just fine. We're still short, though. We're still only 4 greens over here. We can't go and call ourselves even yet, right? He's got to still walk down to get to even. Remember, he started really high, so he's fighting against the system here. But once he gets down, you'll see how the profit comes. Here we go. Anyway, he's back to even. He's up by 2. This guy here is still chasing it a little bit. He's chasing it by, if we were to set him back up again, there's a black and 2. There's a black. He's missing a black and 1 and a black. So he's got some work to do. All right, here we go. Out there. He starts over again. 7. They both lose. 1 and 3 and 2. So he's a level higher than the other guys. Another 7. 2 and 3. 6. Oh boy, here comes the field with a vengeance. Can you come down the ladder or no? 6. Nope, we're not going to get down the ladder. This is the problem with laddering to me, is you get a little too high up. He's on his level 7. He's got 2 levels to go. Once you get up, boy, coming down is a bitch, right? There's the 8, out of money, right? Just like that, the field takes all your money. Because, you can't ever win. You can't ever lose 7 times in a row, can you? We just lost 6 times in a row. 6 times in a row we lost. All right. So he's got 100 hours left. He's done for the day. That's his loss. Full bankroll loss on the ladder. This guy over here has some money left, but he's fighting uphill. Let's reset their racks. I'm going to get those facing the right way. Do it again. There's 3. So round 1 goes to nobody. He goes to the casino, but the first guy won a little bit more. Let's get their racks back. So there's a black and 2. There's a black and 1. There's a black all by itself. There's 3 greens. There's 2 greens. And then there's 1 green. That's his basic green chip ladder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 as they go. Our other guy here is going to be at, he's going to need a black to get started. A black. I'm going to do it from this side here, get him right. A black and a green. A black and 2 greens. Whoops, let me go this way. A black and 3 greens. That's level 4 for him. Level 5 is just 2 blacks. Level 6 is going to be a black, 2 blacks and a green. And level 7 is going to be 2 blacks, and 2 greens. And he's ready to go. Both guys have 7 levels in them. Okay, let's do it again. Again, if we catch the early run, this guy will win more money. Not because he has more, because he's starting higher. This guy here will win less money, but probably will last a little bit longer in his overall home bankroll, not in this bankroll. You're still facing 7 losses. Here we go again. We'll do the field one more time, and then I may switch it, and we'll do something like a box number. So you can see a box number ladder too. All right, there's a 5. Oh, shit, I didn't put the money out. There's 1. There's 1. They're both out. Okay. Fantastic, man. The field is a absolute beast, isn't it? Level 2. A 5. Oh my God. If you go back to where we were before, I think we're at like 9 losses in a row in the field. Good Lord. All right, there it is. There's that. There's that. Laddering up. A 3. We both get a win. He gets a win, comes down the ladder. He's got 2 units left. We're going to rebuild his rack. Okay. There's 3. And here's 1. He's not quite home yet. Over here, he gets paid 150. Yeah. Wait, did I just? Yeah, I did. I got to pay him right. Sorry, I pulled just in the wrong pile. 150 for him. And again, he comes down the ladder. Okay. What does that look like in the rack? Well, we put together his black and 2 greens and his 1 green. He's still out here with this level. He has to keep on going. Okay, so again, over here, he's out at level 2. I think I might have paid him from his money, so I think I owe this guy 2 greens. All right, here we go. That is a 7. My gravy. Okay. Level 3. Level 3. 7. Ah! Awesome. Level 4. Level 4. Jeez, a 5. Good gravy. I'm so glad I picked the field today. All those people that like to farm the field is the worst bet, I'm telling you. Here we go. Midnight. There it is. That makes up for everything, doesn't it? All right. I'm only going to pay. I'm not paying triple. I'm paying double. I'm going to make it like a real casino, because in real casinos, you don't get paid triple. You got to find the right spot. We'll pay it double like normal. Now we're going to be okay. Okay, now I'm going to change it up here. Let's get them down their levels first, okay? I'm going to take one of these blacks here as 4 greens so I can do this, okay? He was at 2 blacks. He's going to go to a black and 3 greens. That's leveling down. The rest of this comes up to the rack, and we'll rebuild him in a second. The other guy, same thing. He was at 125. He comes down a level, and all this comes to his rack. Now, that 12 really helped out. Let's now rebuild their racks and see if they stay at these levels, okay? Again, 1 black, or 2 blacks and a green. He goes to 2 blacks. Then he goes to a black and 3 greens, which I need to get change for. So black and 3 greens. And then he goes down to a black, which he can't do yet. Or a black and 2 greens, which he has not enough money. Oh, there it is. No, that's the other guy's black. He's not down the ladder yet. Not down the ladder yet. The other guy might be there. He's going to be at a black and 1 green. Then a black. Then 3 greens. So he's working his way back. They still have to come down the ladder. That double win really helped. Didn't solve the problem. Here we go. 3. That will help. I'm going to pay him in greens. Okay. He's going to take that back and ladder down to 3. So up in his rack, there's his 3 greens. I'm going to go ahead and take this black as greens. 2 greens, 1 green, $50 in profit. Over here, he's going to get paid $175 and come down a level. All right, let's get him reset if we can. He's going to have a black and 2 greens, and then a black and a green. So he's actually getting close. There's a black and a green. If we take this back to the rack, he is even with $50 in profit. This guy here's got $50 in profit, and he's still able to play, which is pretty cool. He's actually way ahead of the game. Now, let's see if we can get you a little run here. Both guys can start at base, right? Both guys have some profit. Can we start a run from here and let one of them be same betting and one of them be regressing. This is where the difference can be made if we can make a difference. They're both back to even. They both got profit. Let's go. Come on. Let's do it. A field number, please. No, it's an 8, of course. This poor guy can't win his first bet. If he wins his first bet, he'll be in the lead, but he can't do it. All right, let's do it again. I'm leaving the profits over here. We'll reset those later. 1 1/4 over there. $50 over here. Come down the ladder, back to the rack. There's 1. He's back. Another unit in profit. Over here, we're going to come back to a black and a green. And a black. And he has a unit in profit. So there they are. Restart. Again, I think working a ladder with some rack management is kind of the key. If you don't know where you are, right, here, as you're laddering down, you're going to get lost in terms of when am I in profit or not. Right? Keeping it separated helps you understand where you are. You're even where you started, and here's your money over here that you've earned. All right? Let's go. Let's have a little run from base. I haven't seen a run from base yet. Come on. 7. Okay, he's going to go with 2. He's going with 1. I have an extra lammer in there for some reason. Let's go. 6. I'm going to leave the profit where it is. We're going to work through it later. There's another 8. Here comes the big swing, the big negative swing in the field, right? Here we go. Come on, baby. Why are you confused, Dr. S? This is the easiest system in the world. Literally, we're going up a unit and down a unit when we win. How confusing can that be? Actually, it's not confusing because I'm losing. Every single time I just send money to the casino. I'll show you again how easy this is. Another freaking 6. There's 5 losses in a row. Good freaking Lord. Come on, baby. Can we get out of this thing? Laddering up every single time? No, we don't. We lose all of our money. Look at that. Both guys went down in freaking flames. Let me show you again, okay? Because I know you're a smart guy, right? Let me show you again how this works. It's very, 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 very simple. Watch. Try and unconfuse you. If you're going to ladder from green, your first bet is 1. When you lose it, you go to 2. When you lose that, you go to 3, right? When you lose that, you go to 4. When you lose that, you go to 5. When you lose that, you go to 6. When you lose that, you go to 7. That is the ladder. That's the ladder everybody knows and loves, right? All I'm doing is putting that in my rack. There's my level 7 bet, right? There's my level 6 bet. I'm lining them up. Lining them up. That's all I'm doing, lining them up. I'm not having a big old rack full of random ass money. I'm putting them in order. So I know when this one loses what my next bet is. That's what it is. That's the simple seat, right? Now, when I rebuild the rack, let's go and play just the one guy. Let's play just the one guy to make it super easy, okay? If I come out here and I lose, and then I lose at level 2, and then I lose at level 3, right? Now I'll be at level 4, and let's win level 4. Let's win a level, right? So there's my 4 units. I'm going to pay it in green because I go from 4 to 3 is your next move, right? You're coming down the ladder. When you come down the ladder, you reset your rack, right? I put my black chip back, so I'm a black and 3, a black and 2, a black and 1, and a black, right? My next one should be 3 greens. I don't have 3 greens. Since I don't have 3 greens, I stay where I am. Run it again. If we happen to win here, I can come down, and now I go and rebuild the rack. So I go to 3 greens. And then I have my lammer, and I can go to my next one is 2 greens with what I just won. And if I look at my rack, I need 1 green to be even, and then I know that I'm in profit. That's how I work the rack when I'm laddering, right? If you're going to ladder like this, that's the way that you have to do it. Otherwise, if you just have all of this in here, if you work your rack like this, how are you going to know where you are? How do you know when you're even? If you're working just with a big old stack of chips, right? This is why I use the lammers to let me know where the hell I am at. Because if I just look like this, I go, well, I think I'm close to even, right? This person here might stay out there at level 3, not realizing that they actually have a unit in profit. That's why I use the lammers, to separate the rack as I'm going up and down, and I can tell where I am at all times. Okay. I kept the last time the profits over here just so you could see the movement in chips, but really those could have came across and refilled the rack. So that's the reason for that. That's the reason why I do it kind of that way. So let's get reset. There's one. There's two. And this time we're going to do a little parlay as the recovery. Instead of going down a ladder, let's try and parlay our way out of it. There's 3. There's 4. There's 5. There's 6. And then here should be number 7. We'll do just the one guy. Did I do him wrong? I did. I missed the lammer. All right, there we go. There we go. Okay, he's all set. Now this time, instead of trying to work down the ladder, let's try and parlay our way out of it. Just to show you an example of another way to do it. We're going to work from here. Okay. Let's try and parlay our way out. We're going to start level 1 again. I'll just do a little field roll. There's a loss. Come out with level 2. There's a loss. Man, the field is a bitch, boy. I tell you, who's playing the field? There's a 5. That's 4 in a row. That's 4 in a row here, right? And we lost how many in a row? Or 3 in a row here. How many we lose in a row before? 7 or 8 in a row before. It's like 12 straight non-field rolls or something like that, right? There's an 11. Finally. All right. So we're going to get paid a black, okay? Instead of laddering down, we're going to parlay it. We're going to ladder up and then go one time for a parlay. Instead of having to win a million times in a row. Didn't work out. But let's see if it works. There's an 8. Oh my God, we're going to lose every single bet today. Can you imagine this? There's a 9. Whoo, baby. Our good friend JB, you remember JB from Fireside Craps? He had told me one time he saw a guy who was martingaling the field, and he lost 20-something fields in a row. He lost or I think he lost 12 fields in a row. He lost $20,000. Went to the bank, came back, and did it again same day, right? You watching the field here burn you? Woo! Here we go. Here's the parlay. We hit the parlay. Now let's see if that helps, right? Because think about this right now. We start with 1 green chip, right? If we're laddering down, we have to ladder down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times to get back to base. Where ladders get you, I think, is it takes so long to get back down again, you can almost never get there. You're bouncing around too much, right? If you can swing a parlay like we just did, right? Maybe, just maybe, you have a chance to get out of it a little quicker. So let's pay these buys, right? There's that, and there's that. Does that get us back? Does a quick parlay cheater win get us back whole? Let's rebuild the rack. There's that. There's the 3. There's the 2. There's the 1. The rack is back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, did I miss one? No, that's what we had to start with. And now we're here. Okay. So we end up coming with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's right. No. I'm missing a level. Or did I not start with this level? Oh shit, I forget if I started with. Did I start with a level 7 back here? I forget if I did or not. I forget if I did. I think I may have. I think I'm going to get greens here. I think I might have screwed that up. I think I should anyway have a level 7 bet back there, which I don't see. So that should be here like that. I messed up, which means we're back with $50 in profit on the second hit. Okay. So the parlay saves you from having to work backwards 5 times to get even if you can grab a parlay. Again, to each their own. I don't care how you do it. To me, when I'm at level 5 or level 6, and if I'm at the 150 bet, right, and I got to win 5 times to get to 0, that scares me. I end up bouncing around too much. I think the parlay is actually an interesting way to do it, if you can catch it. Now, again, the field, a little bit crazy in the field, right? So the parlay is a tough ass. Let's do it again. I'll put the profit away. Let's try that same way of doing it again. See how it feels. We'll do it again. Field. 8. That's a loss. Level 2. 10. That's a win. Now in this case, you don't have to. Waylon's here, which is good. You don't have to. You can rebuild your rack and you're already in profit. No need to parlay to recover the loss. Let's start back over at level 1. And again, know where you are in the rack and know when you're satisfied to leave. There's a 10. That's a win. Again, we don't need to parlay. And here's the other case, right? This guy just won the 1 unit here. Okay? If I had the other guy in the rack who was out here at $100 on that same second win or the first win, he would have won 4, went down to 3, and had profit. Right? He would have been not only in profit, but way ahead in profit. He would have had his money back plus a quarter, plus 3. Right? The second win, when he's down, look at this. He's got his money back plus 5 units in profit, and he's still playing at level 2. That's why the higher level ladder starting point works if you catch an early win. We didn't. Anyway, here we go. No need to parlay yet because we're in profit. Right? Make sure you know where you are. There's another win. Same bet. Another, look at the field now. Same bet. 4 wins in a row. The other guy, just to show you, at 4 wins in a row, what would he have won? Starting with a quarter, he would have won 4. He would have won 3. He would have won 2. He would have won 1. In those same 4 wins, take his starting money out. Look at the difference in profit. It's almost 2.5 to 1. Starting at a 4 level versus starting at 1 level. Because at level 1, there's nowhere for you to run. Here we go. 6. Okay, there's a first loss. Now again, you have profit. You could say my profit covers my rack. I'm still up. No need to parlay. But we're going to pretend we're going to stay in the ladder just to work the system over here and work our way through it. Here we go. There's a 9. We win 2. Parlay it. Right? You can actually don't have to because you're here. Rack is rebuilt. Start level 1. Awesome. We're not getting deep this time. Ooh, 2 unit win, baby. Look at the field coming back after we went home, right? It's coming back to play. There's a 5. That's a loss. Now we're going to get somewhere. There's a 3 unit bet. There's a 10. It pays 3. Can we rebuild the rack from here? Is the first question, right? If I come back down a level and check it, let's see. Can I go 3, 2, and 1? I can. So I'm even. You see, Dr. S, what I'm doing here? Before I work the ladder hard, I want to do my ladder down, get my rack, and see am I right or not. If I'm right in the rack, if I'm correct in my starting bankroll, I don't need to parlay. I don't need a ladder down. If I do want a ladder down to kind of build more profit, you can, but you don't have to. And this is what Waylon always says. Make sure you know where you are, because if you don't know where you are, you're going to be screwed. Dr. S would tell you, I'm sure, these chips here are the out of sight, out of mind chips, right? As you're winning these things, they're going away. They're in your pocket. You're playing with your bankroll. The wins go bye-bye. And you work your front part of your rack the whole way through, hiding this money for yourself for later, so you don't dip in here, right? So there it is, right? That's a look at negatives. We can do another round if you like. Matter of fact, I'm going to do another round because I like to. I'm going to do the middle guy, the middle level, and let's just do it here. We'll do a 7. I think that's where I was 7, right? Or is it 6? In the end, 6. There's 2 and 1. There's 2. There's a 1 and 3. 1 and 2, 1 and 1 and 1. I think I have too many levels out there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, that's right. All right, he has 7 levels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They both have 7 levels. Let's do it again. Let's do the 7 level thing again. Right? One guy starting in the middle, one guy starting at the bottom, and we'll see if we catch the early runs, how the profit changes. There it is. There's a 5. Of course, come out with a big old loss. My God. 8. Every time I put this guy in play, we lose the first 5 shots. Here we go again. The field's a bitch, isn't it? My gravy. 10. All right. We got a win. We got a win. Let's go down a level. 1, 2, 3, and 1. So he's not back home yet. He has to stay. Over here, probably down a level. There's 1 and 2. He's not back yet. He has to stay. So we're going to ladder down. Again, I could have parlayed those, but I want to show you the down ladder if I can get it to work for me. Midnight. Awesome. The field does something, finally, right? There's that. Can we come back? Let's come down a level first and check our rack. 1 and 1. 1, and then that's all profit. 3 units. The other guy here comes down a level. There's 2. There's 1, and there's his 3 units in profit. They're both doing great. The field comes to play. 6. All right, there's a 9. This will be a good one. Finally, 1 at base. All right, let me get some greens here. So when you win at base, here's what happens. Okay, first player, same bet, stays at base. Second player goes down a unit and brings back all of this. Right, he's got his money back, and then there's his profit. Now watch, if we can get a second win at this level, you'll see how the profit accelerates. There's a 4. Awesome. 1 there, 3 there. He's the same bet. He comes down a level and profits all of that. You see that difference, right? He has some place to go. His base bet gives him a way to ladder down on early wins, which is pretty cool. There's the 5, and it goes away. But they're both back to square, but the profit level is a little better than 2 to 1. Actually, it's exactly. There's 8 and there's 4, so it's 2 to 1 because he was able to come down from a higher base. That's, I think, the interesting part there. So, all right, there it is. There's some basic ladder concepts, right? Basic ladder concepts. 1, start in the middle, higher bet, so you can go down on the early wins and lock up extra, right? If you catch a couple quickies, you're out of there a little easier. Second option, right? Start level 1 and just build up and build down. You're winning a unit at a time when you're at base instead of more. That's the only negative to that. The third thing we showed was instead of trying to ladder down, take a parlayed hit. Again, you can lose all of these. You can lose 4 times in a row, right? Come back out here at this level, win it, and then instead of laddering down, go for a parlay. If the parlay happens to hit, you'll be back plus, right? There's 1. I'm going to take some greens here. 1 plus 3. There's 1 plus 2. There's 1 plus 1. There's your 1, and you're out in profit in 2 hits versus having to ladder down 4 times, right? If you have the bankroll to support it, you're way more aggressive, and time is what you're most scared of, think about parlaying a win inside of a ladder versus coming down the ladder. Coming down the ladder can be expensive if you're stuck in here and you're putting out 5, 6, 7 units at a time and you're going up and down, up and down, up and down. You're not going to get your rack back. It just takes too long, especially in a field like this, right? So there it is. Let's come back and actually have a little conversation here, shall we? Let's see. I'm going to come over here, and Duracell says, in my experience, the worst case is 18 rolls, no back. I've never seen 18. Well, maybe today. But it happens. It happens, right? I think I had, 4 on the 1, and then I reset the rack, and it was like another 7 or 8. The field's very streaky, and I use the field in these kind of examples because it's fast, right? I would never do it that way for real, but it's a fast resolution on a less than 50-50 bet, and we can see the rack move pretty quick, and that's why I do it that way. I hope that makes sense, right? Otherwise, I would be on red or black, or I'd be doing a 6 or 8 or something along like that, right? Yeah, starting higher needs more bankroll, and if you watch the beginning of the show, rewind it, right, Waylon? I went through like how I determined what the bankroll needs were. I think the starting in the middle, the guy that was the black starting one, needed 1225 to get in at green level, right? But he needed 1225 to start. The other guy needed 700 to start. So it was damn near double the bankroll to start in the middle. Starting in the middle does give you that nice downstroke, though, on the early wins, which I really like that part of it. But man alive, if we don't get a run, you're going to be in tough straits. Tom, a long time, I might have forgot one. It's totally possible. That you know me, man. I get going too fast and I forget. JR is like me. I'd rather bet press by one, right? I like the progressive. I like to start low and progress up. Me, I go that way versus coming up and coming down, right? It's just mindset, right? Like how do you see the game, right? I see it from losing a lot and then progressing the wins versus okay with the losses and then working my way backwards, right? It just, again, it's how you see the world, and it's totally okay. Let's see, ladder parlay is the way to go in the field. Back-to-back field rolls do happen for sure. All right. Okay. You're saying you were confused, so I rebuilt the rack. Yeah, I was trying to rebuild it. The problem I did, Dr. Russ, I tried to rebuild it midstream instead of laddering down first and then doing the rebuild. So I was going too fast. In my head, I'm doing the math instead of showing the math. So I think I might have went too fast. So that's probably why you were so confused, and I apologize if I snipped at that a little bit. Yeah, not my day, but the game. What is funny, Dan says he called me the Destroyer. Somebody a long time ago told me they said that I should name my table the Cemetery. It's where all strategies go to die, kind of a thing, or the Mortuary, something like that. When I get my new felt, I'm going to put the Welcome to the Cemetery on it because it definitely is the strategy killer that my table is. So, anyway, I'm out of here, guys. A couple things to give you some note on. One is the quote of the day here, which is this: "Perfection is not attainable, but if we chase perfection, you might catch excellence." That's why we do this, right? That's why I do this every single day. Like with you and with myself, I do this every day. And when I screw it up, or like Dr. S called me out for being confusing, stop, check, reset, do it again. This is how you get better at stuff, right? People say, John, you're a really good teacher. Well, I'm a good teacher because I'm not afraid to fuck it up in front of you and fix it and get better every day, right? I chase perfection. I'm not perfect, obviously. Very obviously, I'm not perfect, right? But I strive for it, which is why I think I'm excellent. So, in my own personal and professional opinion. Anyway, take that with you where you go. We're going to do some analysis of House Edge. I'm promising people to do this. We're going to do a little bit of buying the 4 and 10 at different levels versus just the pass line, right? Lowest House Edge you can get, apparently, is buying the 4 at $35. But is it the best way to win versus the pass line, which is a similar House Edge, but higher odds of winning, right? That we got to do some math there. Let's see which ones. What's that saying the kids do? 6-7. It's 6-7. We'll find out what's real there. And a last reminder of raffle items for the Craps for the Cure 2025. We've got absinthe tickets. We've got felts from Gargoyle. We've got Axis Power Craps straight, all available to you for $50. If you're still interested in buying a felt for $50 from Gargoyle, piece of history, or going to the show, $600 tickets next time you're in Vegas, or working with Heavy for a weekend, $50 is your raffle ticket. As soon as those items hit the reserve, we'll draw the winners. All right, that's all for today, guys. Love you all. God bless. I'll see you tomorrow for a Hump Day show. And in the meantime, God bless y'all. Bye.